toenails and blistered heels, salt stains streaking down my face. Sun is beating, muscles scream, but I'm moving at my pace. Run the race, leave the world behind. Run the riot, you free your body and your mind.
What is going on? Welcome to another episode of the Run the Riot podcast. Well, it's a midweek motivation. Yeah, I'm back doing the midweek motivations. A little bit of sinusy, got some stuff going on, so my voice cracks like a teenager. Just deal with it. It is what it is. So I was thinking today, here's what I got for you, all right? I was thinking today, man, I've been in some dark places during races, and I remember when I ran the Tahoe 200, man, just deep into the night, my body was wrecked. My mind was screaming to stop. I was hallucinating. I had to remind myself where I was and what I was doing. And that voice of doubt, just kind of crept in like, why are you doing this? I was exhausted. Every step hurt. The finish line seemed really far away. Dude, I took a nap 6 miles before the finish. Like I could not go any further. It was daylight and I was falling asleep, and I had to crawl into our vehicle, our rental vehicle, and take a nap 6 miles before the finish. Not joking, but I kept going, not because I felt strong in the moment, but because I knew that if I could just put one foot in front of the other, eventually I would get there. And some of you have heard me talk about it before, but when I crossed that finish line, man, every ounce of pain, every moment of struggle, every doubt, dude, it was all worth it. And that's what I want to talk to you today. I want to talk to you about the finish line is worth it. So the first thing, guys, is why we do it. The struggle is part of the journey, it's part of the journey. Every long race that I've run, there's always been a low point. Sometimes a bunch of low points where my body wants to quit. My mind is fighting back. I'm doubting. And the thought of going on seems like just unbearable. I just want to quit. I want the pain to stop. I want to stop moving. And maybe you felt that in a race. And dude, maybe you felt that in life, in those moments we think, man, I can't do this. It's too hard. But I want to remind you, the struggle is part of the process. And if it was easy, if we just breeze through these races, if we just breeze through these journeys, man, the finish line wouldn't mean anything. It wouldn't be an accomplishment. Those buckles that we have up on our walls or in our closets or on our belts or whatever, those buckles wouldn't have that deep meaning if it wasn't for the struggle. I think probably my toughest 100-miler so far was the Silver Hills 100, I think. Man, it was the altitude. It was rough, man. The altitude was rough. I got there like right before, you've heard me say before, I was running with this guy from France, and he's like, I got here 15 days early. When you get here? I was like, dude, I got here yesterday, and it was rough. It was hard. My stomach was shutting down because of altitude. My legs felt like bricks, and I, I had miles and miles in the dark in the mountains, and I had a choice. I had to make a choice. I had to decide to quit or to just keep moving forward. And like I had prepared my mind, I knew it was going to be tough. I prepared my mind that this could be a grind, and you've heard me say, some of you before that, I had finished every 100-miler in under 24 hours. That one took me 32 hours. So it was a totally different experience for me. But I had to remind myself, like, okay, the pain is temporary, but dude, that accomplishment, that finish line, it's forever. And I walked when I needed to. I reset my mindset. I just kept moving. And hours later, when I crossed that finish line, I remembered the joy. I remembered the accomplishment. And so, man, remember this, the harder the journey, sweeter the finish. You don't quit in the middle of the storm, man. You push through because the sun is coming. All right. And remember that sometimes we got to remember that in training, because training gets rough sometimes. We got life junk happening. We got all these things going on, and we got to go run a whole bunch of miles back to back, and we're tired. And we got to remember, like, look, that finish line, it's going to be worth it. If I put that time in, it's going to be worth it. So remember that the struggle makes it sweet. Secondly, don't let the distance overwhelm you. Just focus on that next step, the next part of it. In ultras, if you think about all the miles all at once, it is overwhelming. You got to break it down. This is not new, but don't think about 70 miles to go, 40 miles to go. Just get to the next aid station, get to the next tree, get to the next step. You just do what you got to do to get there. I remember, I think it was Jacob Stevens when I had him on the podcast. And I don't remember, he had a phrase for it, and it was something about just get through the night. Like, get through the night. I don't quit during the night. Like, if I get to the daylight and I quit, because there's just something about it. You keep moving, and it's been races before. You just keep moving, you keep pushing, especially like Moab, those 200s, and through the night gets rough. But when that sun comes up, man, you just like, there it is. And you get new life, and you keep moving, and so that daylight comes. And so, when the finish line feels far away, just remember that next step. Remember to get to the daylight. Remember to get to just whatever you got to do. Focus on what's right in front of you. Well, speaking on focus, I want to tell you something about Magic Mind. Magic Mind has been a really cool tool for me. We're training, we're busy, and sometimes I just need to focus. I'm tired, and this has been a great thing for me, and especially in the afternoons, right after lunch, I'll take a Magic Mind, and it helps me get through the afternoons, because I get sleepy after lunch because I've been up since 4:00 in the morning. So I became a Magic Mind ambassador. I chose to work with them. I believe in the ingredients that are there. It works for me. I don't just advertise or talk about things that just because. I talk about things that I believe in. And so I've used Magic Mind for quite a while now, and I love it. There's no crazy side effects or anything. I call it my caffeine enhancer. I can still drink my coffee. Right now I'm tapering coffee before my next race. I'm running Prairie Spirit 100. And so I can still do my Magic Mind, and it helps me along the way. So listen, guys, it's great. Natural ingredients. It's fantastic. I just recommend it to you. It has positively impacted my life and my attitude and my focus in the things that I'm doing. And so, you can get your Magic Mind by going to magicmind.runtheriot.run. Again, that's magicmind.runtheriot.run, and you'll get 20% off your first on a one-time purchase, or 48% off of a subscription if you use the code RunTheRiotPod. All caps, RunTheRiotPod. And so check out Magic Mind. magicmind.runtheriot.run. Check it out in the show notes. All right, let's talk about the finish line. Dude, the finish line, there's something, listen, the finish line is good because it's the culmination of a journey. And man, listen, guys, that journey starts where we entertain the thought that I can do this. Like, I can run whatever distance it is for you, whether it's your first 50K or 50 mile or 100K, 100 mile, 200 mile, whatever it is that you entertain that like, I think I can do that. And you believe in yourself enough to sign up. And then you believe in yourself enough to start training, and that journey and training, man, it's tough. It's arduous. And sometimes we do it ourselves. Sometimes we get a coach, and I love walking people through that journey and encouraging them and watching them and seeing that, and walk them through the doubt, because the doubt comes. And listen, the best part of finishing that race, especially a really tough one, is because of who you've become in the process, through the training and through the race. Listen, you're not the same person at the finish line that you were when you signed up for that race. You're not the same person at the finish line that you were at the starting line. You are stronger. You are resilient, and you've proven to yourself, sucker, that you can do hard things, man. I love that. I love that. That people, they talk about the buckles and like, what's the big deal? I don't like the shiny buckles and look good, but it's what that represents, man. I know the blood, literal, sweat, literal, tears, literal, that I put in, to get that buckle. And it's a reminder that, dude, I can do some hard stuff, and I've had races where I've crossed the finish line in tears, and it wasn't good. Well, it might have been a little bit because I was in pain, but it was because of that overwhelming just feeling of accomplishment. Guys, I'll put, I don't know if I can put it in the show notes. I'll try to link when I finish the Tahoe 200, and like that face, I'm in tears. Tears are welling up, and I know that feeling right then and there, man, that I did it, man. I accomplished that goal, man. I'm a guy who can run 200 miles, and that feeling, man, that's what keeps us coming back. It's not just about finishing the race. It's about proving to ourselves that we are capable of more than we've ever imagined. And so, guys, we don't just earn a medal at the finish line. We earn a new level of belief in ourselves. We level up. We level up ourselves, man. And so listen, this isn't just about running. It's about life. Life has its own ultra marathons. There are times when the journey feels too long, too overwhelming, when you want to throw in the towel on a dream, on a goal, or even on yourself. You just want to give up because things get tough. But just like in an ultra, listen, just like in an ultra, the key is to keep moving forward. When life gets hard, don't focus on the whole journey. Just take the next step. Don't let the doubt tell you that you're not capable. Listen, you're stronger than you think. You think about those medals that are on your wall, that you got, that the things that you've accomplished, and let that inspire yourself in life. Remind yourself of what you're capable of. Remember, the struggle doesn't last forever, but the finish line is worth it. Now I can get to preaching right now because there's some spiritual things going on there, if you know what I'm saying. But life gets tough, man. No matter how hard it gets, no matter how overwhelming, keep going. Pain is temporary. The finish line is forever. So this week, when you feel like giving up, whether it's from training or running, work, life, remind yourself why you started. Take one step, take the next step, and then keep moving. And the finish line is not just about crossing it. It's about who you become along the way. And trust me, guys, trust me, it's always worth it. It's always worth it. That's what I got for you. Thanks for listening, guys. God bless. Take care. Bye-bye.